This is Vietnam, a beautiful country with rich culture, breathtaking landscape, and delicious food. During November 2023, I was fortunate enough to spend 10 days in this beautiful country. 10 days of amazing temples and pagodas, scenic countrysides, lots of UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and of course, mouth-watering foods. In this video series, I'll be taking you to my time in northern Vietnam, the places I've been to, the activities I did, the food I ate, and bunch of other information. So without further ado, let's get started. We started our journey from Kolkata and reached Hanoi almost 3 past midnight. During November 2023, Indians did require a visa to enter Vietnam. I already had applied for the visa and got all the paperwork ready with me, so we didn't face any issue at the immigration. However, as on 2024, Vietnam is visa free for Indians. After immigration and baggage claim, I took out some cash from ATM and bought a tourist SIM card. In Vietnam, there are mainly two prominent SIM card providers, Viettel and Vinaphone. I took a tourist SIM of Vinaphone for $10 for 10 days to match my requirement. You can go ahead with Viettel as well. I have used Vinaphone for my travel and never faced any issue in connection and internet speed. There are several currency exchange outlets you will find in Hanoi airport, where you can easily exchange your native currency with Vietnamese dong. However, the exchange rates in these outlets are not that good. I would suggest you to exchange your currency at one of the many gold shops in Hanoi Old Quarter for a better exchange rate. I actually exchanged most of my euros in one of those gold shops in Hanoi Old Quarter only. More on this in upcoming videos. After that, we wanted to have some breakfast and settle for a banh mi, our first Vietnamese cuisine of the trip. And it was a great meal to start the day. At around 7, our car picked us up from Hanoi airport and we were off to Sapa, our first destination. I booked the ride from Hanoi to Sapa through 12 Go Asia site at $21 per person, which was a pretty decent deal. The journey to Sapa from Hanoi took almost 5 hours. The roads were very good and the view was very scenic. In between, we also stopped few times for some refreshments as well. At around 12, we reached our hotel in Sapa. The car dropped us directly to our hotel, which was a plus point. We stayed at Sapa Odyssey Hotel, which was a budget hotel at $23 per night. We opted for a valley view room and I must say the view from the room was spectacular. So after freshen up, we rented a scooter and went to Sapa Square for lunch. Renting a scooter in Sapa is very standard and hassle-free. Our scooter rent was 150,000 Vietnamese dong and 1 liter of gasoline worth of 30,000 Vietnamese dong for one day. They generally keeps your passport as a guarantee. If you are not conversant with driving a scooter, I would recommend not to drive a scooter in Sapa, as Sapa is hill station and they drive right side of the road. After a delicious lunch in one of the roadside restaurants, we headed off to Cat Village, our first destination in Sapa. The Cat village is situated at the bottom of the Moonwalk valley, and we reached there in no time. Nestled among the breathtaking highlands of northern Vietnam and the terraced mountain of Lao Cai province lies the hidden gem, the Cat village, a cultural heartland of the Hmong ethnic minority. While going to the village, you can see the cable cars at distance. These cable cars are actually going to the Fansipan Peak. The entry to Cat village is not free, and you have to pay an entrance fee of 100,000 Vietnamese dong per person. As the village is actually at the bottom of the valley, there are a lot of stairs. Just 3 kilometers from Sapa town, Cat village is a window into the past. Here, life flows to the rhythm of nature and tradition, untouched by the fast pace of modern world. The Hmong people settled in these regions centuries ago. Their legacy lives on through intricate hand-woven textile dyed with natural colors and decorated with ancient motifs passed down through generations. As you wander through the stone-paved path of Cat village, you will find vibrant local crafts, hand-embroidered garments, and welcoming smiles. It's a place where visitors can learn, connect, and appreciate a deeply rooted culture. One of the village's highlight is the Tien Sa waterfall, where you can admire the traditional bamboo water wheels, an ingenious system used for irrigation long before the modern tools arrived. Here, daily cultural performances showcases the Hmong tribe's rich musical heritage, featuring flutes, panpipes, and dances that echoes through the valley. Cat village isn't just a destination, it's a journey into the soul of Vietnam's cultural past. Simple, serene, and deeply human, this is a place where tradition lives and breathes. After Cat village tour, we returned to our hotel to get rest for few hours. At around 7, we again got out to walk around Sapa Lake. I must say Sapa Lake looks magical when it's dark and lights are turned on. There are so many restaurants and shops around this place. We just took a stroll around Sapa Lake and Sapa Market. After walking around for almost an hour, we were really hungry and decided to have pho in our dinner. After a healthy dinner, we strolled again for a few minutes in Sapa Square and finally called it a day. Good morning everyone. It's day 2 of our Vietnam trip and we're in Sapa. Today it's a very bright and sunny day and we are going to the Fancy Pan Peak, which is atop of that mountain. After having breakfast, we again rented a scooter and went directly to Sun World Fancy Pan Legend. The Fancy Pan Legend is actually the starting point of the cable car which goes atop the Fancy Pan Peak. The Fancy Pan Legend is a very well maintained area with lot of photo ops here and there. After taking some photographs, we finally hopped onto the cable car and off we go to Fancy Pan Peak. We have already pre-booked our two-way cable car plus monorail ride to Fancy Pan Peak via Klook. It costs us 1.05 million VND per person. Klook is one of the most trusted and online travel booking app in entire Southeast Asia. I have linked it in the description. By booking in advance, you can bypass the queue in the ticket counter. The Fancy Pan cable car holds 2 Guinness World Records as of now. First is, it is the longest non-stop 3-rope cable car in the whole world which spans almost 6.3 kilometers. And the second one is, it is having the greatest elevation difference by a non-stop 3-rope cable car for the 1410 meter difference in elevation between the terminals. It took us almost 30 minutes to reach atop and we could see we embarked from plain to the hills covered in clouds. It was very chilly and windy at the top, so I would advise you to bring proper winter gear, otherwise you have to buy it from here. Although at the bottom of the valley, we saw a bright and sunny weather, however the peak has surprise for us. When we reached at the peak, it was all cloudy with very minimal visibility. The Fancy Pan Peak has a lot of attractions. The very first attraction that we saw was the enlightenment path of Than Van. It's a spiritual site supported with 4 unique pillars of monolith marble. The enlightenment path of Than Van is a spiritual compound inspired by the Buddhist architecture of Lai dynasty. As we went ahead towards the peak, we stumbled upon Beach Van Zen Monastery. This monastery is situated at the height of 3037 meter against the misty grey sky, and it is the first spiritual place you will see in Fancy Pan. This site is a spiritual compound inspired by the Buddhist architecture of Tran dynasty. Moving on from Beach Van Zen Monastery, we stumbled upon Kim Son Bao Thang Pagoda. This pagoda is situated at the height of 3091 meter and modeled after the architecture of Tran dynasty. This pagoda includes 3 treasure halls, the ancestor hall and 2 corridor wings. Against the almighty backdrop of the mythical Fancypan, this pagoda is indeed a heavenly reminder of divinity which radiates peace of mind and religious salvation. Few meters from the Kim Son Baothang Pagoda resides the elegant statue of Guan Yin, the Chinese god of mercy. This elegant statue of Guan Yin is made of bronze, which is 12 meters high and weighs almost 18 tons. Her eyes glare east, holding a willow branch on her right hand and a sacred vase on her left hand that symbolizes benevolence and kindness. Pressing our palms together to pray before Guan Yin statue presiding over the giant rock, we really feel miraculously soothed and calm. While going to the great Buddha statue from the Guan Yin statue, we crossed the Allahat path. The Allahat path is having 18 bronze Allahat statues in varying postures and facial expressions. This statue stands tall at almost 2.5 meters and weighs between 500 to 600 kgs. After crossing the Allahat path, we finally made it to the Great Buddha statue. It's the highest seated bronze Buddha statue in Vietnam at the height of almost 3000 meters. The bronze Buddha statue rises 21.5 meters and is cast of over 50 tons of copper with advanced technologies and is having 3 stories. The upper story is the copper Great Buddha statue nested on an 8-meter tall lotus pedestal. The second story is the lecture hall and the ground floor is spared for visitors to have some tea and vegan foods. In the ground floor also, there is a Buddha statue where the monks pray. While getting down from the Great Buddha and the 9-story waterfall, we saw for the brief moment that the cloud got cleared and we could see the Sapa Valley. We got very excited that the cloud may now get cleared and we could see the valley. But soon after that, it again got covered in clouds. After seeing the Great Buddha statue and the 9-story waterfall, we came to the monorail station to reach the Fancypan summit. The monorail was a great and unique experience as I was just beside the driver. After 2-3 minutes in the monorail, we finally reached the Fansipan summit. Thank you. The Fansipan Peak is the highest mountain in the entire Indochina Peninsula, having the elevation of 3143 meter from mean sea level. The Indochina Peninsula is actually comprising Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia. Unfortunately, the summit was totally covered in clouds, so we could not see the Sapa Valley from the summit. However, the clouds made the entire scenery mysteriously beautiful. We stayed atop of Fansipan for 1 more hour, hoping the clouds will clear and we could see the valley. However, it didn't happen. With a heavy heart, we finally understand that it is not our day and we decided to go to our cable car back to Sapa Valley. After getting down from the cable car from Fansipan Legend, we saw this vast gift shop. The gift shop was full with cute soft toys and other souvenirs. On the way back to our hotel from Fansipan Legend, we stumbled upon a place called Sapa Swing. Swing Sapa looked really interesting from outside, so we decided to give it a go. There is an entry fee to Swing Sapa which is 80,000 Vietnamese dong, which includes one drink as well. While at Swing Sapa, I noticed that there was a beautiful football ground at distance, so I flew the drone to capture the stunning footage. It was almost evening, and as we had a night bus to catch, we decided to call it a day. So we came to Sapa Square for an early dinner. However, at Sapa Square, we stumbled upon these two cuties, Lucky and Pom.
Yeah, mother, baby.
Bye Lucky, bye Pom.
Bye bye.
After dinner, we bought some snacks for our night bus ride and returned to our hotel to pick up our luggage. Our hotel booked us a cab for transportation till Sapa bus station, and we reached there in no time. Let me quickly show you the lounge of the Sapa bus station. It's a fully air-conditioned bus station with lot of sitting areas and their booking office at one end and the cafeteria at the other end. We booked the premium High-One transport, which includes their lounge access with food. Since we had an early dinner, we were a little bit hungry and decided to have some food before hopping onto our bus. The bus came in time and we hopped on. The sleeper buses in Sapa are very clean, as you can see. As our bus was a premium sleeper bus, it had only 20 sleeping pods. I booked this ride from Bukaway at 480,000 Vietnamese dong per head. Let me quickly give you the tour of our bus. Okay, the bus has started. Let me show you what is there. Here, we were really tired after an eventful day and quickly fell asleep. Tomorrow we are going to Ninh Binh, which is undoubtedly my favorite place in Vietnam. Good morning everyone. It's day 3 of our Vietnam trip and we are now in Hanoi Old Quarter. We boarded a night bus from Sapa last night and reached Hanoi very early in the morning. It's actually 5:30 now and we have almost 2 hours till our car to Ninh Binh arrives. Since we had luggage with us, we could not roam around in Old Quarter and had to stay put for few hours. However, these waiting hours were eventful as we saw the Old Quarter coming into life as the morning progressed. We had an early dinner last night, so we were a little hungry and spotted this cute little shop in Old Quarter. The shop name is Ahabami, which specializes in banh mi and coffee. The location is in the description. The banh mi was very good. In fact, I can say one of the best banh mi I had in Vietnam. At around 7:30, our car picked us up from Old Quarter and off we go to Ninh Binh. The ride was a minivan and I booked this from Bukaway at $8 per person. After around 3 hours of drive and 2 stops in between, we finally reached our homestay in Ninbin. We stayed at For You Homestay in Trang An, and I have to say this was one of the highlights of our Vietnam trip. Right in the middle of the nature, this place has the most stunning location. The surroundings of this homestay was so peaceful and serene. Surrounded by limestone cliffs and lake, our view really was one to remember. This property has a beautiful pool as well, so that you can relax in the pool. At around 650,000 Vietnamese dong per night, this was a steal deal for sure. After checking in, we got freshened up and quickly on our schedule to go to the famous Trang An boat ride after having lunch. However, fate had another plan for us and it started raining. It rained for almost 2 hours, and as we lost almost 2 hours, we dropped our plan to go to the Trang An boat ride. Instead of Trang An boat ride, we decided to have lunch and then go to the famous Mua cave. Ever since I started watching videos of Vietnam, it was a bucket list thing for me to reach the top of Mua Cave and take a picture with the dragon. We reached Mua Cave just before dusk. The entry to Mua Cave is not free and you have to pay 100,000 Vietnamese dong per person. To reach the top of Mua Cave, you have to climb almost 500 stairs. Since it is one of the most sought after places in Ninh, obviously there was a lot of crowd.
Esse é o horário de todos os tours de Hanoi.
The stairs were really quite steep, and after almost 40 minutes of trek, we finally reached a top. The path towards the dragon was really very difficult, and I would request all of you to be very careful. I saw many people attempted but in vain.
Ancora appoggiato al coso, al drago. Cioè, vi giuro, mica se ne va. Si leva,
Piece of work.
So there is a dragon.
Ich würde da einfach runtergehen.
Finally few minutes in the queue and I reached the top of the dragon. That was really a bucket list ticked moment for me.
come down this way. Sit here.
It's very difficult.
Sit here.
My wife couldn't. She came all the way.
I just want these two.
Muito bem.
So we can get a photo.
The 360-degree panoramic view from the top was really amazing. This kind of view really reminds us the famous quote that often toughest roads leads to most beautiful destination.
Here, when you jump up, I'll get a photo. Excuse me, gentlemen. Excuse me. Hi. We've all been waiting to get a photo, and you guys like jumped up, which is fine. But can you guys move so we can get a photo with the dragon?
We thought she was afraid.
No. So look at the queue all the way.
Sorry.
That's all right. So can you guys move?
wait.
So sketchy. You want me to take a photo?
I was really mesmerized by the view and wanted to stay a little more. However, it was getting dark and so we decided to get down. However, we were not done for the day, as we went to our hotel to get freshened up and have some food, and thought of visiting the famous Hok Island Twin Pagodas in the Hoalu ancient town walking street. It was a 15 minutes drive from our homestay and we reached there exactly when the night market was opening. It was a small lake with two beautiful pagodas which look really nice when the lights are turned on. Unfortunately, I have lost most of my footages of that particular evening, so I couldn't show you in this video. After visiting the Twin Pagoda and strolling into the night market, we finally called it a day and returned to our hotel. Our hotel had a very good food options and we tried the famous buncha, which is glass noodles with pork chops and spring rolls. It was really a tasty dinner. Good morning everyone, it's day 4 of our Vietnam trip and we are in Ninh Binh and we woke up early to this amazing view. Those of you who have already seen my last video has already seen that how beautiful of the surroundings of our homestay is. Today we have a packed schedule, so we had a quick breakfast and hopped onto our scooter and started our drive to Baidin Pagoda. The road to Baidin Pagoda was very scenic, and after almost 30 minutes of drive, we finally reached. That's the pagoda. The entry to Baidin Pagoda is free. However, the Baidin Pagoda complex covers a large area of almost 7 square kilometers, so you would be needing an electric car ride to visit different spots.
Okay, excuse me, you
We bought a ticket of 220,000 Vietnamese dong, which includes to and fro electric car ride, entry to the Bao Thap Stupa, and 2 photographs as souvenir. The Baidin Pagoda complex is actually a compound consist of the original old pagoda and the newly created larger pagoda. The old Baidin Pagoda was actually built by the Lai dynasty during 11th century. With almost 7 square kilometers of area, the Baidin Pagoda complex is the largest complex of Buddhist temples in Vietnam and has become the popular sites for pilgrimages from all over the world. In fact, the Baidin Pagoda complex is so big that it has some outstanding records. The corridor on both sides of the pagoda is the longest in Vietnam, with 500 Allahat statues. It also has the largest pearl well in Vietnam, with 30-meter diameter and 10-meter depth. Weighing 80 tons, the bronze statue of Bodhisattva adorned with gold is the largest bronze statue of Bodhisattva in all of Vietnam. The 99-meter tall Bao Thap Stupa is the highest stupa in all of Vietnam. It has total 13 stories with 72 stair steps and is housing sacred Buddha relics from India and Myanmar. The 80-ton outdoor Maitra statue is also the largest outdoor Maitra statue in all of Southeast Asia. We got clicked 2 times, in front of the pagoda and in front of Baothap Stupa, and we got our photographs already developed at the exit. After spending almost 3 hours in Baidin Pagoda, we left for the famous Trangan boat ride. We were very hungry and decided to have lunch in Trangan complex with a delicious bowl of pho and spring roll. After lunch, we bought ticket from the ticket counter and went straight to the boats. The price for Trangan boat tour is 250,000 Vietnamese dong per person in a shared boat. A typical boat can accommodate 4 persons. So if you want to go for a private boat all by yourself, you need to buy all the 4 tickets for yourself. So it will be 1 million Vietnamese dong for one boat. Situated near the southern margin of the Red River Delta, the Trangan complex is a spectacular landscape of limestone peaks permeated with valleys. Many of them are partly submerged and surrounded by steep and almost vertical cliffs. The archaeological exploration of the caves in Trangan at different altitudes revealed the traces of human activity over the continuous period of more than 3,000 years. This spectacular site of Trangan, with its great archaeological value, is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and when in Ninh Binh, it's an absolute must-see. There are 3 routes in the Trangan Scenic Complex. It is important that you pick your route carefully before boarding onto the boats. Each of the routes has a main focus, although there are also overlaps. The Route 1 passes through 9 caves and 3 temples. The first temple is the Trin Temple, which has 2 large statues of carp at the entrance. The second one is the spiritual Tran Temple, and the third temple is the Khong Temple together with the Ban Hieu Pagoda. The Route 2 will take you to 3 temples and 4 caves. The first temple is the Khao Son Temple, which worships the god of the mountain. The second temple is the Suoi Tien Temple, which translates as Heaven Stream, and is a place where many Vietnamese come at the beginning of spring to pray for health, good weather and a nice harvest. The third temple is the Vu Lam Royal Steps, a formal military base during the Tran dynasty and a place where a lot of kings came at that time to practice Buddhism. And finally the Route 3, which passes through 3 temples and 3 caves. The 3 temples that we will visit is the Trin Temple, Suoi Tien Temple and Vu Lam Royal Steps. However, the Route 3 takes you through the longest cave in Trangan, the Dot Cave, which is almost 1 kilometer long and is the most impressive cave in Trangan. The caves were actually the most exciting part of this boat ride, as we were filled with excitement and fear at the same time. Although we felt a bit claustrophobic in the caves due to confined area and no sunlight, the excitement kept us going. While boating through the Route 3, you will see the movie set of famous King Kong movie Kong's Skull Island, which was released in 2017. Seeing the set of Kong's Skull Island, I could easily visualize the fighting between Kong and Skullcrawler at this landscape. Apart from temple, caves and limestone cliffs, we saw models doing photoshoot in traditional attire as well. सामने केव ऊपर है टेम्पल. The boat ride was one of the highlights of our Vietnam trip, which spanned almost 3 hours. After 3 hours of boat ride with temples, caves and limestone cliffs, our Trangan boat ride came to an end. Tomorrow we are going to the capital city of Hanoi and we will be having one of the most thrilling experiences of our life as we dine adjacent to a moving train. Good morning everyone. It's day 5 of our Vietnam trip and we're in Ninh Binh. We got up early today to pack our bags as we are going to the capital city of Hanoi today. We had an early breakfast with this amazing view. Our car came to pick us up at around 7:30 and we are off to Hanoi. After almost 3 hours of drive and few stops in between, we finally reached our hotel at Hanoi Old Quarter. Hotels in Hanoi are very specific about their check-in time and generally do not provide room before the check-in time. In our case, there was no exception as well. However, we kept our luggage at the reception and went to one of the gold shops in Hanoi Old Quarter to exchange our euros. There are numerous gold shops in Hanoi Old Quarter and they will welcome you with open arms to exchange your money. I got all my euros exchanged at one of these gold shops only, which I definitely recommend. At the currency exchange in Hanoi airport, there was a depreciating value of 3.5% for a currency exchange. However, in this particular gold shop, I got only 1.8% depreciating value, which is half actually. After getting our money exchanged, we rented a scooter and started our drive to the Quang Phu Incense village. Ever since I saw these images in Instagram, it was on my bucket list to visit this place in Vietnam. This place is actually 40 kilometers outside Hanoi and took us almost 90 minutes drive. The traffic in Hanoi is crazy. Driving a scooter in Hanoi can be a very tricky task. So if you are not conversant with driving a scooter in heavy traffic, I recommend do not drive here, rather rent a car to visit. After 90 minutes of drive, we finally reached the Quang Phu Incense village. However, upon arriving, we understood that we actually wasted our day coming here, as it's not a village where you will see the incense sticks are being made with such a view. This is rather a small compound where they make these sticks and are on display. They even have an entry ticket of 50,000 Vietnamese dong as well. For over a century, the residents of Quang Phu Khao have been dedicated to the craft of incense production. This place is particularly famous for its striking display of incense sticks dyed in vivid hues, especially in red, and arranged in an intricate pattern to dry under the sun. These beautiful scenes here not only reflects this place's meticulous workmanship but also creates a sensory feast of colors and aromas. I would honestly say it wasn't a great experience of this place. Yes, if you are staying in Hanoi for a week and one day you have nothing to do, you can certainly drive 90 minutes to come here for an Instagram worthy shot. However, if you are in Hanoi for lesser days, there are other better things to do. After such an underwhelming experience, we again drove 90 minutes to reach our hotel at Old Quarter. By the time we reached, our room was ready. After freshening up and some rest, we got ready in the evening and got out for a stroll in the Old Quarter. We took a casual walk from the 1 km lake to the Opera House. But as you all know that nothing in Old Quarter is as exciting as coming to the train street. As it was a weekday, the train timing was 9:15 in the evening. We reached there pretty early as it gets very crowded during the actual train time. Although this is one of the main attractions of Hanoi Old Quarter, there were barricades at the entrance of the train street and we were stopped by police who denied us entry. It was really very confusing for us as we could see other people in the cafes of the train street. However, in a moment, one guy approached us saying that he owns a cafe in the train street and could easily get us in there. We understood that it is just a scam so that all cafe owners get a visitor in the train street. However, after a few haggles with the police, we finally entered the train street and settled at a cozy little cafe. We sat by the train track and it was a great vibe. Half an hour before the actual train timing, we saw that few police came and shut down few of the cafes. So there we were in the cafe, the shutters were half down and we were thinking what the hell was going on.
You can stand outside.
But after a few minutes, all became normal and the real excitement began when actually the train came. It was scary as well as exciting at the same time. Never in my life I sat and drank beer so close to a moving train. We even got ourselves some souvenirs from the train tracks as well. It was well past 9:30 and we left train street to have some dinner. We decided to go to the famous Buncha Wong Lane where the former US President Barack Obama had buncha. However, when we reached there, we saw that they are already sold out. It was really disappointing to say the least. We then returned to Old Quarter and sat alongside the eatery by the road. The snails looked very appetizing, so I ordered myself a bowl of steamed snails with lemongrass and a beer. Good morning everyone. It's day 6 of our Vietnam trip and we are in the capital city of Hanoi. Today I got up very early in the morning to see the famous Long Bien Bridge which holds a significant historical value to Vietnamese people. The early morning scene in Hanoi Old Quarter is so calm before the daily hustle and bustle kicks in as the day progresses. The Long Bien Bridge was just a 15-minute walk from Hanoi Old Quarter and I reached there in no time. The Long Bien Bridge was completed during 1903 and has been destroyed many times during the Vietnam War in the 70s. This bridge connects Hanoi with Long Bien district, which was one of the stronghold of Vietnamese forces during the Vietnam War. This is actually a new bridge, not the actual old Long Bien bridge. However, it still has some of the sections that were there in the old bridge. A very common misinformation about this bridge is that architect Gustave Eiffel, who designed the famous Eiffel Tower in Paris, has designed this bridge as well. However, this is not true. It was actually designed by a French company called Dede and Pile Company. There was a local food market below this bridge and I decided to shop for some fresh fruits. While returning to my hotel, I actually witnessed the Vietnamese way of crossing the road in heavy traffic. It was scary as well as exciting at the same time. After returning to our hotel, we got freshened up and had breakfast. Today we are going to one of the most anticipated tour of our Vietnam trip, the Ha Long Bay. We booked the Ha Long Bay day tour as we did not have time for a 2-day or a 3-day tour. There are so many options and cruises to choose from and we opted for Diamond Cruise, as it seems most of the cruises operating here in Ha Long Bay is very good. For us it was perfect as they picked us from our hotel in Hanoi Old Quarter. It took almost 2 hours drive from Hanoi to Ha Long City. At the port, it can get really clumsy as there are numerous cruise operators around. However, our guide was very experienced one and knows what she was doing and guided us to our cruise at the harbour.
One by one, please.
Đúng rồi, hết rồi. Gom làm một mẻ luôn.
Welcome, drink.
It was really hot and humid that day and we could only get ourselves comfortable in the air-conditioned dining hall. However, the visibility was very clear from the dining hall and we didn't need to go to the upper deck in the first hour.
So the name of our cruise, ladies and gentlemen, get it in your mind for...
The operator firstly introduced themselves and told us the itinerary of the day and then we were served with a buffet lunch. It was a great lunch as we feasted on fresh seafood and other variety of dishes. We passed through the grandeur of legendary Ha Long Bay with thousands of limestone islands. It's truly a sight to behold and we couldn't believe our eyes that such natural wonder even exists. It surely lives up to its tag as an UNESCO World Heritage Site. The bright and sunny weather that day made it more beautiful. We then stopped at our first spot, the Bo Hon Island. This island houses the most beautiful and the largest cave in Ha Long Bay, the Sang Sot Cave. The journey to the cave from the pier is a bit of trek as there are a lot of stairs and I could see few of my co-passengers were out of breath.
Everybody is. Oh no. Stairs are biggest enemies.
The Sang Sot Cave is the largest and the most beautiful cave in Ha Long Bay, which features a wide range of rock formations and sparkling stalactites.
নিচে জাস্ট 1-2 সেন্টিমিটার গ্যাপ আছে মাটির সাথে
This cave have many limestone formations like mammoth, horses, turtle and flowers, which really a sight to behold. It's a very large cave with multiple chambers, and our guide quite efficiently guided us to all those chambers. Remember to carry a towel or a handkerchief as the cave is very humid and you are going to sweat like crazy. Halong Bay is a plastic free zone, so you will get water in a can, which of course expensive than plastic bottled water. After our Sangsot Cave experience, we again hopped on to our cruise and went to our next spot, the Luon Cave. The Luon Cave actually is a passing cave to a beautiful lagoon. People mostly do kayaking here as it is the best way to explore the beauty of this lagoon. However, we were not carrying extra piece of clothes, so we decided not to do kayaking. However, our guide arranged us a bamboo boat ride for those who didn't do the kayaking, which was a pleasant surprise to say the least. The view of the lagoon was really beautiful as it was totally surrounded by the tall limestone cliffs. We saw a lot of primates that actually live in this lagoon, which was really great.
They are very careful about that.
After spending almost an hour here, we again hopped onto our cruise and went to our third and final spot, the T-Top Island. We were given an hour in the T-top islands to spend. There are few things you can do in T-top island, like swim or chill in the T-top beach, do kayaking, or what we did, hiking to the top of T-top island viewpoint to see the Halong Bay from 100-meter height. Climbing on T-top island is an activity you surely cannot miss. By taking approximately 400 steps, you can conquer the peak of the island, which gives you the chance to see the immensity and majesty of the Halong Bay from above. After our final stop at T-top Island, we returned to our cruise for returning to the Halong Pier. While returning, we went to the upper deck of our cruise to witness the vast landscape of the Halong Bay. We were really mesmerized by the view as the sun goes down at the horizon. After returning to the port, we were greeted by our driver and reached our hotel after almost 2 hours of drive. We were really tired today as it was an eventful day throughout. However, we were not finished yet, as no trip in Hanoi complete without visiting the famous beer street. It was almost 10 pm, so we thought that there won't be much of crowd in beer street. However, to our surprise, beer street was packed with people and we actually had to struggle a bit to get ourselves a place to sit. It was really crazy how so many people come here to drink and party. I ordered myself a chill beer and watched as the crazy night goes on. After finishing my beer, finally we call it a day and return to our hotel. Tomorrow we have an early morning flight as we are going to the central part of Vietnam and my favorite place, Da Nang. Good morning everyone and welcome to the channel. It's day 7 of our Vietnam trip and today we got up very early in the morning to catch an early morning flight to Da Nang from Hanoi. After spending almost a week in the mountains and in the countrysides, we are finally going to the beach. We booked our journey from Hanoi to Da Nang via Vietjet Air. Vietjet Air is a low-cost carrier which operates here in Southeast Asia. It was an hour flight to Da Nang and we reached Da Nang at around 9 am. We booked a Grab at the airport for our hotel transfer and while going to the hotel, we saw the famous Dragon Bridge. As we reached early, our room was not ready, so we decided to keep our luggage in the hotel and explore the beach. The location of our hotel was very convenient as the Maike beach was just at the opposite side. While exploring the Maike beach, we saw the famous Linan pagoda at distance, so we decided to rent a scooter and go there. Just outside our hotel, we found a scooter rent service. Since we are going to stay in Da Nang for next 4 days, we got a good deal in scooter rent. We hopped onto the scooter and went to see the Lin Ang Pagoda, which houses the famous statue of Bodhisattva, or commonly known as Lady Buddha, which also one of the most famous attraction in Da Nang. The roads towards Lin Ang Pagoda was very good with a great view of sea at the right. The Lady Buddha statue is so big that it can be seen from any beach in Da Nang, and in no time we reached there. The Linan Pagoda attracts a large number of tourists and Buddhists from all over the world who come here to explore its beauty and learn more about the Buddhist culture. The pagoda is considered a Buddhist paradise on earth. The Linang Pagoda, also known as Bai Bat Pagoda, is a sacred spiritual tourist destination in Da Nang city. Here you can witness the temple's unique architecture and admire a range of famous Buddha statues. You will also be impressed by the surrounding natural features which covers the beauty of the sea and the mountains. This pagoda actually situated at the Sontra Peninsula, which is actually 10 kilometers away from Da Nang city center. There is a local myth about the history of this pagoda is that during King Ming Mang's reign, a Buddha statue suddenly drifted down the sandbanks of the Sontra Peninsula. When seeing this statue, the locals set up a shrine to respect Buddha and wish for the best things in their lives. Since then, the land where the Buddha statue drifted has been called Bai Bat, which means Buddha realm in the middle of the world. The pagoda was originally named the Bai Bat Pagoda since its position was on the sandbank. However, over many historical periods, the temple was renovated and is currently known as the Lin Ang Pagoda. The entry to Linan Pagoda is free, and when you enter the premises, you are welcomed by lot of bonsai trees and Allahat statues. The main hall is decorated with a curved roof, solid pillars and a range of dedicated dragon patterns. All these things contribute to the traditional and cultural Vietnamese values for centuries. In this hall, you will see different Buddha statues like Buddha Tripitak, Buddha Shakyamuni and Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. Outside of the main area, there are 4 guardians and 18 Allahat statues, which were designed to protect all the sacred values here. Each statue is carved with the best of marbles, expressing in-depth honor to each relics. Apart from the Buddha statues in the pagodas, one statue of Buddha that caught my eye was the Buddha statue carved in black stone in the open garden. It signifies Buddha meditating in the garden. Then we come to the most prominent feature of Linan Pagoda, the Lady Buddha statue, which is the tallest one in Vietnam with a height of 67 meters, equivalent to that of a 30-story building. The Lady Buddha statue is placed on a lotus-shaped foundation with a diameter of 35 meters. Inside the statue is a 17-meter wide area that includes 17 floors, and there are 21 Buddha statues on each floor. With the backdrop of the mountain and in front of the sea, it was surely a magical sight to behold. Another famous stupa here in Linan Pagoda is the Shaloi Tower. The Shaloi Tower was built in 1997, featuring 7 floors and 200 different Buddha, Allahat and Bodhisattva statues. With 200 different Buddha statues, the Shaloi Tower becomes the worship destination for the largest number of stone statues in Vietnam. In front of the Shaloi Tower resides the famous statue of reclining Buddha. In this complex, we saw animals are roaming freely. That is some weird looking fish. Is that its lips? Hey, there's a turtle in this pond. Wow, it's cute. Oh my god, the monkey is eating an ice cream, I think. Wow, so cute dogs. Is that a pig? Oh my god, look at its wagging tail. After spending few hours here with mesmerizing view, we finally decided to return to our hotel. By the time we returned to our hotel, our room was ready. Let me quickly give you a tour of our room. We stayed at the A La Carte Hotel at Mai Khe Beach at 1.375 million Vietnamese dong per night, which included their buffet breakfast. As we entered the room, we first saw there is a hanger at the left side and a toilet on the right side. There is a full-fledged kitchen actually. This is the living area with a nice TV and sofa, and living area is also having a balcony. They have given some extra set of cushions for the sofa. This is actually the bathroom with the bathtub. Some storage and some bathrobes as well. Extra set of slippers are there. And this is the bedroom with a king size bed. There is an additional TV in bedroom as well, and there is some work area. And this is the main balcony. We are on the 16th floor. They have given some chair and table at the balcony as well to relax. That's the Mikey Beach. The view is very good, guys. And there is actually the linen pagoda that we went in the morning. After freshen up, we had lunch in our room and got some rest. In the evening, we hopped onto our scooter and went to Hoi An. Hoi An is almost 20 kilometers from Da Nang and the road were very good. It took us almost 30 minutes to reach Hoi An from Da Nang. By the time we reached Hoi An, it was already dark, and it is the time where you definitely wanted to be in Hoi An, as all the lanterns in the road, shops and boats are lit up. Hoi An is actually an ancient Japanese merchant port, so there you will find numerous tailor shops specializing in suits and dresses. It was a long due wish of mine to make a custom made leather jacket, so I chose why not here in Hoi An. So we saw a few of the leather shops and finally settled upon the shop which specializes in leather products. The lady was very cheerful and guided me through various material, colors and design. I finally settled upon a specific design with a certain customization. The best part of these shops in Hoi An is that they made you custom fit suits and jackets in just one day. We confirmed our order and got the bill. We then walked around the main attraction of Hoi An, the ancient town. And oh my god, the view was really magical and romantic. All the lanterns were lit up in the shops, streets and in the boats. We really felt romantic to be in this place during this time. We did some souvenir shopping at the market by the canal also. By that time it was almost 9 pm, so we decided to have dinner in a nearby cafe. We then left Hoi An to drive back to our hotel in Da Nang. Even though it was very late at night, we did not feel any security concern along the roads as they were very safe. We reached our hotel at around 11:30 and called it a day. Good morning everyone, it's day 8 of our Vietnam trip and we are now in Da Nang. We have started our day very early in the morning, in fact it's 6:15 now, and look at the sunrise guys, it's amazing. I'm right now at the rooftop of my hotel and the view is really, just see for yourself. I can see there are a lot of people in the beach right now enjoying the sunrise. I think during this early hour, the beach seems to be the hub of activities. We got up very early because today we have a plan to go to the Bana Hills, which is a day activity. So let's get started. After breakfast, we grabbed our scooter and started our drive towards the Bana Hills. While crossing the Han River via Khao Song Han Bridge, we saw the famous Dragon Bridge at our left. The roads in Vietnam, specifically in Da Nang, is just awesome, and soon after we left the city and reached the suburbs, we were greeted with this amazing view. The drive was so good that I didn't want it to end. Finally, after 40 minutes of drive, we reached at the bottom of the Bana Hills. The Sun World Bana Hills is basically an amusement park and resort run by Sun World. It is almost 30 kilometers away from Da Nang beach and it's at the height of almost 1500 meters from sea level. We booked our Bana Hills trip via Klook, which cost us almost 1.14 million Vietnamese dong, which includes up and down cable car ride and a buffet lunch at their Four Seasons restaurant. As it's Saturday today, we could see there are a lot of people already reached before us, even though we came here very early. There was in fact a long queue in front of the cable car station. The cable car in Bana Hills is ranked among the top 10 most impressive cable car system in the world. It even holds the Guinness World Record for carrying most number of passengers per hour. The value is staggering 7,000 plus passengers per hour. Here's some useful info for you guys that there are total 3 cable car stations at the base of Bana Hills. They are in very close proximity. However, these cable cars goes to 3 different parts of Bana Hills above. The leftmost station, named as the Hoi An station, goes directly to the Golden Bridge. And the rightmost station goes to the French village. Since the resort and amusement park above is very vast, you have to choose your cable car station accordingly while going up. Doesn't matter which route you choose, you will always be rewarded with a picturesque ride boasting incredible 360-degree views on a clear day. It took us almost 30 minutes to reach the top of the hills. Since we chose the rightmost part of the cable car, we got down at the French village. I was really surprised by the view and theme of this village. It really looked like a medieval time French village. It has everything you would expect from a medieval village. A town square, cute cafes, cathedral, fountains, everything. At no point of time it looks artificial, it actually looks very realistic. So as you walk the streets and hear the French music playing, you will feel transported to Europe of yesteryear. There are plenty of photo ops you will find in this village. Bana Hills was originally a popular vacation spot of the French people during the colonial times in Vietnam. It was founded by them during 1919. Now it has been owned and revamped by the Sun Group and now is used as a resort and amusement park. We wandered around the French village for half an hour and then we went to the Alpine coaster ride. The Alpine coaster ride was really thrilling and fun. We really wanted to go for a second round, but there was a long queue there, so we didn't waste any time. This place has a fantasy park which is the only indoor amusement park in Vietnam. It is also one of the largest in Vietnam as well. We spent almost an hour in the indoor game zone playing some games and seeing the Jurassic Park. The Jurassic Park experience was really fun. I think kids really gonna love this place. By the time we left the amusement park, it was already afternoon and we decided to have lunch. Our lunch was included in our ticket in the Four Seasons buffet. We were really hungry and the food was really delicious. Just outside the Four Seasons restaurant is the Louvre station, which resembles the famous Louvre Museum of Paris at the Eclipse Square, except the shape is more like a traditional Vietnamese hat made of glass. finally, just before sunset, we reached the most sought after place here in Bana Hills, the famous Golden Bridge. When we reached at the Golden Bridge, it was partly sunny, but there was a lot of crowd. The Golden Bridge is undoubtedly the most iconic bridge in Vietnam. Even though this bridge was very crowded, but being here on the bridge actually brought a lot of happiness in me, as I was so looking forward to be here ever since I started watching videos of Vietnam. And I couldn't resist myself hoisting my country's flag here. Too cliche, but I'm sorry, I had to do it. As the time progressed, the bridge was totally engulfed by cloud. We could not see the valley from the bridge. With a length of almost 150 meters, which has two giant hands holding the walkway, this bridge has inspired so many imitations worldwide. It's already admired by billions online. The Golden Bridge is actually comes under no-fly zone, so drones are not allowed here. After spending another half an hour at the hills, we finally decided to return to the cable car station to get down. We reached our hotel at around 7 and got some rest. Even though we were really tired today, we were not done yet, as we have to see the famous Dragon Bridge and Da Nang skyline during night. We reached at the banks of Han River at around 8:30. We roamed around at the Sontra night market and got stumbled upon the famous banana pancake. I couldn't resist myself from trying it. And as expected, it was very tasty. After eating some more stuffs, we finally called it a day and returned to our hotel. Good morning everyone, it's day 9 of our trip and we are in Da Nang. Today we have a very exciting day planned, as we will be having a big chunky Alaskan king crab in lunch and later go to the magical town of Hoi An in the afternoon. As you can see, it's pretty early in the morning now and we are at the beach to soak up some morning sun. Our hotel is adjacent to the Maike beach, so reaching to the beach was just a minute of walk. There are many people like us who are soaking the morning sun or swimming in the sea. Da Nang is the largest city of central Vietnam and the fifth largest in all of Vietnam. The city is surrounded by the Annamite mountain range to the west and the South China Sea to the east, and the Han River flowing through the middle of the city. In 2016, Da Nang was voted one of the top 10 resort destinations in Asia by the readers of Smart Travel Asia magazine. Every year, millions of tourists comes to Da Nang due to its close proximity to three of the major UNESCO World Heritage Sites, the Hoi An Old Town, the Imperial City of Hue, and the My Son Ruins. After an hour at the beach, we returned to our hotel and spent some time at the amazing rooftop pool. After some relaxation by the pool at our hotel, we finally got ready and went out for our planned lunch. For lunch, we came at this famous seafood restaurant called Langka. In Southeast Asia, mainly in Vietnam, you will get seafood as fresh as it can be. All these sea-dwelling creatures that you see here are alive. They have Alaskan king crab, spiny lobster, Australian rock lobster, abalone, mantis shrimp, guida, and so many other seafoods. You name it and this place have it alive. After some searching, we finally got our crab, a big chunky one. It's so big. I mean, look at it guys, it's about the size of my face. Since the king crab is here as fresh as it can be, it's actually very expensive. It's 2.9 million Vietnamese dong per kilo. It's 2 kilo, so it cost us 5.8 million Vietnamese dong, which work out to be 230 US dollar or 18,000 INR. This restaurant has this open kitchen, so you can actually see your food being prepared. We chose our crab to be deep fried with garlic. Finally, our crab is ready and is now going to the table. King crabs are so delicious, but crab shells are a pain in the back. However, this place has a solution to your problem. They will in fact deshell your crab in front of you so that you don't face any problem while eating that. That really was beyond helpful. Thumbs up for Lanka. Finally, our crab was totally deshelled and ready to eat. And oh my god, I was transported to a different dimension while eating it. It was so delicious that I cannot describe the taste in words. It was worth every penny, even though it was very expensive. After the delicious meal, we hopped onto our scooter and went to Hoi An Old Town. We came to Hoi An couple of days ago during late evening and fell in love with the beauty of it, so we decided to come again during the day. Hoi An is a charming yellow town which is packed with history dating back to 2nd century before Christ and is full of opportunities to create magical memories. With its old world architecture, cobbled streets and distinctive yellow shop fronts festooned with colorful lanterns, it's no wonder Hoi An considered as one of the most beautiful places in all of Vietnam and is an UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was very hot that day, so we decided to cool off a little bit by drinking the famous mod drink. It was very refreshing, 10 by 10 for sure. The main attraction of Hoi An is of course the lantern-laden shops across the Thu Bon River and the boats. We walked around the narrow alleys of Hoi An Old Town and the banks of Thu Bon River for few hours before settling in for dinner. When in Hoi An, you gotta have the most famous dish of Hoi An, the khao lao, which is native to Hoi An only. And we found a perfect place to have khao lao in dinner and see the evening goes by. The restaurant is called Sakura, which is just at the bank of the Thu Bon River, and the view was great. We then ordered our first khao lao for dinner. Although I am not a coffee enthusiast, but here in Vietnam, I was very curious about the egg coffee, so we ordered that one as well. Though my opinion should not be counted, but honestly, the egg coffee tastes like a standard cappuccino to me. So I put my full focus on the Chillout. Chillout typically consists of pork and vegetables on a bed of rice noodles. The water that used in Chillout is the water that comes from the well in Hoi An, which gives these noodles an unique texture. The Chillout was really delicious. While having dinner, it was already dusk and we saw all the lanterns being lit up in the shops and the boats. It was indeed a magical sight to behold. It was actually the day of the Loy Krathong festival that day when we were there. So we floated a krathong as per tradition in the Thubon river. Loy Krathong is a festival where people float this kind of ritual vessel which is made of flower, incense sticks and candle, which is actually called krathong, to thank the river and the goddess of water. We just sat by the river and saw the evening goes by in an absolute awe of the beauty of this place. To all the viewers of this video and my channel, I would wholeheartedly say that when in Vietnam, Hoi An is a real gem and is an absolute must visit. With this comes to the end of the video, guys. Tomorrow is the last day of our Vietnam trip and we will be visiting few of the places here in Da Nang. So stay tuned for the next video. Today, we'll be visiting one of Da Nang's most iconic landmarks, the Marble Mountains. Reaching the Marble Mountains was just a 15 minutes of drive from our hotel and we reached there at no time. The entry to the Marble Mountains is not free and you have to pay 40,000 Vietnamese dong per person. With an extra 15,000 Vietnamese dong, you can also avail the elevator which will reach you to the bottom of the Chillout Tower. Nestled just few kilometers from the bustling city of Da Nang, Marble Mountains is a breathtaking natural wonder that has captivated travelers for centuries. Comprising of 5 marble and limestone hills, each named after one of the 5 elements metal, wood, water, fire and earth, this mountain range is not only a geological marvel but also a cultural and spiritual hub that attracts both tourists and pilgrims alike. The local name of the Marble Mountains is actually New Han Son, which translates to Mountain of 5 Elements, a perfect reflection of the harmonious balance between nature and ancient beliefs. Legend has it that the mountains were formed when a mystical dragon dropped a pearl into the sea, giving birth to the majestic peaks we see today. This mountain range is steeped in folklore, making it not only a place of natural beauty but also a myth and history. The Linan Pagoda and the Tamthai Pagoda are just a couple of the religious sites where visitors come to seek peace and reflect on life's deeper meanings. As you explore the area, you will be greeted with awe-inspiring caves, temples and pagodas that have stood the test of time. For those who love nature and adventure, Marble Mountain offers a lot of hiking trails as well. Whether you are scaling the peaks for panoramic views or exploring the hidden caves that once served as sanctuaries for the soldiers during the Vietnamese War, there is always something new to discover. The mountain's lush vegetation and clear water makes it an inviting place for both seasoned trekkers and those seeking more leisurely stroll. But what truly makes Marble Mountain a treasure is its combination of natural beauty, cultural richness and historical depth. It is a place where past and present coexist harmoniously, a place that inspires awe and invites reflection. Visitors come to seek adventure, peace and connection not just with nature but with themselves. Whether you are drawn by the mountain's mystical allure, the serene temples, or the spectacular views, Marble Mountains stands a testament to Vietnam's cultural heritage and natural wonders. It's a place where every step you take leads you deeper into the heart of a remarkable story that spans centuries. Beyond its spiritual and historical significance, Marble Mountain is also famous for its ancient marble carving tradition. Da Nang, and in particular the area around Marble Mountains, has been home to skilled artisans for generations who've transformed the stones from the mountain into beautiful sculptures. These intricate carvings, from small figurines to large elaborate statues, are not only work of art but also carry the soul and spirit of the mountain itself. After spending a few hours at the Marble Mountains, we went to the bank of the Han River to see the famous Dragon Bridge. Located in the heart of Da Nang, the Dragon Bridge is more than just a piece of engineering. It is a symbol of the city's vibrant history, its cultural heritage, and its modern aspirations. Opened in 2013, this majestic bridge has quickly become an iconic landmark, capturing the heart of both locals and visitors alike. That is why it is one of the most remarkable landmarks here in Da Nang. The Dragon Bridge gets its name from its design, which features a giant dragon stretched across the Han River. The dragon is a powerful symbol in Vietnamese culture, representing strength, prosperity, and good fortune. In Vietnamese mythology, the dragon is believed to bring protection, guidance, and happiness. For Da Nang, this dragon is not just a bridge, it is a guardian, a protector, and a representative of the city's aspiration for a bright future. What makes the Dragon Bridge truly special is its combination of traditional symbolism and modern engineering. The dragon itself is beautifully designed, with its body winding gracefully across the bridge and its head emerging in a proud and powerful stance. At night, the bridge comes alive with vibrant LED lights, creating a mesmerizing display that dazzles anyone who passes by. The lights change colors, illuminating the dragon in red, blues, and yellows, giving it a dynamic and almost mythical appearance. As you walk across the bridge, you will notice the stunning views it offers of the Han River and the surrounding landscapes. The Dragon Bridge serves as a vital transportation link in the city, connecting the eastern and western sides of Da Nang, but it also acts as a central point for the city's rapidly developing skyline. It's a symbol of progress, innovation, and enduring connection between Da Nang's past and its future. Beyond its beauty and engineering, this bridge has come to represent the spirit of Da Nang itself, a city that embraces both its cultural roots and its aspiration for modernization. The dragon on the bridge is not only a symbol of protection but also of growth and prosperity for the people of Da Nang. But the magic of the Dragon Bridge doesn't stop here. Every weekend, the bridge puts on a spectacular show that has become a must-see event in Da Nang. At around 9 p.m. on weekends, the dragon breathes fire and spits water, creating an unforgettable spectacle that draws crowds from all over the world. This dazzling display is a blend of tradition and technology, a celebration of Da Nang's rich cultural heritage and its existing future as a modern city. The Dragon Bridge is not just a bridge, it's a celebration of Da Nang's rich history, its dynamic present, and its promising future. Whether you are marveling at its grand design, witnessing its fiery spectacle, or simply crossing it to explore the city, the Dragon Bridge is a place where the spirit of Da Nang truly comes to life. After the fire and water spectacle of the Dragon Bridge, we were really hungry and went to the Sontra night market for have some dinner. The Sontra night market is a great place to buy souvenirs and have some Vietnamese street food.
Em làm bằng nước mà, em nắm. Nước mà đó đi đó. Mày quét thì mày nặng liêu đấy. Quét trong có mạ mùa thôi.
As we come to the end of our journey exploring the wonders of Vietnam, one thing is clear: this country is a destination like no other. From the bustling streets of Hanoi to the serene waters of Ha Long Bay, from the historic charm of Hoi An to the breathtaking limestone cliffs of Ninh Binh, Vietnam offers a rich tapestry of culture, history, and natural beauty. Vietnam is not just a place you visit, it is a place you experience. It is the warmth of its people, the flavors of its cuisine, and the vibrancy of its tradition that makes it truly unforgettable. Whether you are an adventurer, a history enthusiast, or a foodie, Vietnam has something special in store for you. As you set your sight on your next travel destination, consider Vietnam, a land where ancient history meets modern charm, where every corner tells a story, and where memories are made to last a lifetime. Let Vietnam be more than just a trip. Let it be an experience that stays with you forever.